Goeiemorgen, good morning, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. You know, although we all face hardships, and none more so than the minority groups in South Africa, there are forces at work that are actually starting to recognize what is going on in South Africa. And I've attached a video here to a march which included one of our politicians, Fraser Anning, who I've spoken about in the past, and who I hope to have an interview with in the next month or two. He is very, very pro opening the gates for whites in South Africa to come to Australia. And there's another political party, One Nation, that I'm talking to, see if they will come around, because between Anning and One Nation, they would hold a considerable clout in the Australian Parliament. So we'll see what happens, but please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. And here comes a video with Fraser Anning calling it as it is. All right, guys, please have a lovely day and know that we're rooting for you. Bye for now.
Oh no, I'm not going to be able to get a car.
This definitely deserves the support right across the spectrum. It's not about party politics. And that's why we've also asked Senator Anning to say a word. He tabled the motion 2 or 3 days ago in Parliament for minorities. And we want to express our gratitude to him as well and say to him, thank you and help us.
Thanks very much. It's a bit disappointing that Andrew had to bring up the ball tampering, but anyway, there it is, and we're really sorry about that. It's really good to see this, the thousands that have turned up today in support of people who are very, it's difficult for them to defend themselves. I come from a sheep and cattle station, and I just will say that there is no easy days on a farm or a cattle station. Every day is a hard one. These people are only guilty of working hard all their lives to produce, to build up a farm, to produce the meat, the milk, and the food that the people who are now attacking them have enjoyed. The irony of the whole thing is that when they do get these farms, which I'm sure eventually they will, because this is the start of a genocide as far as I'm concerned. And it's only going to get worse. The genocide has just started. So these people, when they do take over the farms, as we saw in Rhodesia, the farms will run into ruin. There'll be no more cattle, there'll be no more milk. And within a few years they'll be asking, no, they won't be asking, they'll be demanding our support. And you can be sure that the United Nations will be demanding that we support these people with foreign aid. And Julie Bishop's history is that she'll throw your money around like a drunken sailor. So, that money will, your hard-earned money will be going to support the people who have attacked these farmers. Now, anyone, in my view, any person who would boil a child in a bath, rape his mother, and slaughter the people the way they are slaughtering them now are subhuman. And I fully support Minister Dutton's stance. I think that we've got to expedite these people, their ability to get to Australia. They'll be great settlers. We've already seen how good a settlers they are. They integrate, they're industrious, they're hard-working, they have the same Christian values, and as opposed to some of the other people that we've been bringing into the country who do not integrate, who are a burden on our welfare system, and intent on tearing our society apart. So again, I'll give you my undertaking that I'll be pushing hard along with Minister Dutton to bring these people who are being butchered into Australia. Thank you very much.
South Africa land grab. Farmers fleeing to Australia in record numbers as fears grow. Farmers in South Africa are fleeing to Australia in record numbers as the country braces itself for controversial land reforms. Thousands of predominantly white farmers are emigrating down under every month, as South Africa government prepares to roll out land seizures to make right the original sin of how the black population was treated in days gone by. A law firm based in Perth, Western Australia, said the number of South Africans who have arrived on Australia's shores since last February is estimated to be at least 162,000. Karen Kotz, a migration expert at Suffolk Law, said the firm receives up to 10 inquiries a day from South Africans considering making the move. In February, a record high of 500 migration information inquiries were submitted to the company over a 60-day period. It happened around the same time Australian Home Affairs Minister Peter Dutton said South Africa farmers deserve to be given special attention because they were facing violence and land grabs at home. Mr. Dutton even offered to extend refugee or humanitarian status to the farmers. In December, the South African Parliament approved a report endorsing a constitutional amendment that would allow for land to be taken from farmers without compensation. Since apartheid ended in 1994, racial inequality has continued to blight the once divided nation, and land is seen as a central issue to this. It was previously reported the land grabs could come into effect as soon as March. Last year, the Pan-South African Language Board declared land expropriation without compensation as the word of the year 2018. President Cyril Ramaphosa, who took up office in February, has prioritized land redistribution, refusing to listen to warnings of how it could cause foreign investment to plummet. Speaking at a mining conference in Cape Town this week, Mr. Ramaphosa sought to ease investors' concerns over what could happen to their investments and assets during land reforms. Assuring them they need not fear, he said the expropriation would be undertaken in a way that promotes economic development and agricultural output. He added, "We must emphasize that our approach will enhance, rather than undermine property rights as we seek to address what we have termed the original sin which was committed against black South Africans during colonial and apartheid days." Conservative Afrikaner groups are working to raise international awareness of what they call a white genocide taking place in South Africa, where whites make up about 7.8% of the country's 57.7 million population. Many of the predominantly white farmers believe race is a factor in brutal rapes and killings. In August, U.S. President Trump weighed in on the debate, tweeting that he had asked Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to closely study the South Africa land and farm seizures and expropriations and the large-scale killing of farmers.